Welcome to the New School Leader, where we are committed to helping new and aspiring school leaders take the next step in their leadership journey. If you're new here and that sounds like something you'd be into, go ahead and hit the subscribe button right now so that you can stay up to date on everything that we've got coming. In today's video, I'm going to share with you 7 things that you need to start doing after you get your first assistant principal job. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that you need to do after getting started in your new assistant principal job is find a passion project that you can pour yourself into on your campus. There are going to be a lot of things that you don't know how to do, and that's just the nature of the job, and that's okay. You'll get there. You'll learn it. It'll come fast. It'll come hard and heavy, and it's going to be fine. You're going to have a team around you, I'm sure, that's going to support you and help you grow. In the meantime, you're also going to need this passion project to give you some life in the midst of all the exhaustion and all the frustration. I'll give you an example. So my first year as assistant principal, my background is in coaching. So I knew that I wanted to pour into the coaches on our campus. We were on pretty much a brand new campus. It was about 2 years old. We had a relatively young coaching staff, but they were hungry. They wanted to grow. They wanted to move up in the coaching profession. So I thought this is a great opportunity for me to pour into them with something that I feel like I know a little bit about. So I created a Coaches Leadership Academy, and I was able to bring in some district leaders that our coaches could get some face time with, that they could learn from, and overall it was a success. Most of the coaches that are there have been promoted, have moved into coordinator roles, or have moved into head coaching roles. And it was outstanding for them, but it was also great for me because in the midst of the chaos of every day and trying to learn how to do this new job, I knew that once a month on a Wednesday night, there was going to be this one thing where I could feel really accomplished and really confident in what was happening. Another thing that you're going to want to start doing as soon as you get your assistant principal job, you're going to want to start reminding yourself every day that it's not personal. Now, I'm not saying you don't need to focus on building relationships. I'm not saying that you don't need to try to win over the people that are around you. I'm not saying that at all. Here's what I'm saying. I'm saying that negativity is going to come at you. Sometimes negativity is going to come at you just because you have the title assistant principal. And that can be really, really difficult for new assistant principals because most likely they've come from a position that they've been really, really successful in. They've been a teacher, an instructional coach, an athletics coach, and for the most part, they get to be the hero every day. Inevitably, in this role, there are things that will get thrown at you that require you to say no. And that in itself can set people off sometimes. And if you've never had to have really difficult conversations, like most new assistant principals haven't had to do that, it can be tough. So what I am saying is continue to build relationships, continue to try to win over the teachers and the students and the parents that you work with, and then brush off the negativity when it comes and keep doing the work. The next thing that you're going to want to make sure that you do after getting your new assistant principal job is you're going to want to make sure that your calendar reflects your priorities. Here's what I'm talking about. If we say that instructional leadership is the most important work that we do, then we need to be present for that work. We need to be in classrooms so that we can see the great things that are happening. We need to be meeting with teachers. We need to be meeting with our collaborative teams so that we can grow the capacity of the staff. That's our job. That's what we're there for. There are just so many other things that can seem really urgent in the moment. That phone call, that email, that discipline referral. Very few of those things have to be done right now. Sometimes they do. And when those things come up and they have to be done right now, you'll know it and you'll take care of it. But those ones that don't have to be done right now, cool, let them wait until you get out of that team meeting or until you get out of those classrooms that you had already planned on visiting. How do I make sure that I do that? I put it on my calendar. I plan ahead. I sit down a week or two ahead. I look at when are my teams meeting over the next couple of weeks and get those team times built into your calendar. You can do it further out than that if you've got a really good schedule. Plan classroom visit time every single day. I've got a goal this year for myself. I want to get into 500 classrooms. That sounds like a really big number, but it's less than 3 a day. That shouldn't be that hard because we're not talking about formal observations or formal walkthroughs. We're talking about, I just want to pop in and see my teachers do what they do, right? I want to be around kids. And if I can plan 15, 20, 30 minutes a day, that shouldn't seem impossible. Right? But when we hear 500 classroom visits, that sounds like a huge number. So I want to encourage you, maybe not make a goal of 500 in your first year, but make a goal to plan out classroom time every single day. Get it on your calendar now so that your calendar will reflect what's most important to you, and then stick to your calendar. Another thing that you're going to want to make sure that you do after getting your new assistant principal job is you're going to want to make sure that you find a group of people that you can confide in and that you can lean on. This is super important. The work can be exhausting, and you need people that you can trust to talk to about what's going on. You need people that you trust to give you honest feedback. You need people that you trust that you can just vent to. And sometimes that's not your administrative team. Sometimes it is. Just depends on the dynamic and how close you are. I've got people on our administrative team that I confide in regularly. But I also have my team here at the New School Leader. I have Brett and Kelsey that I trust fully, that I can tell my goals to them. They give me feedback. I've got another group of guys that I've been talking to for, 6 or 7 years, that anytime I'm considering making a move, or anytime I've got an idea for a new initiative or anything like that, or I got a sticky situation, I run to these guys. They're all school leaders. They are all invested in the work, and we share that mutual trust, and we share ideas with each other, and we sharpen each other, and we give each other feedback, and we give each other a safe place to do that work. You're going to need that. It's super important. So find a group of people that you can trust, that you can lean on, and you can confide in. The next thing you're going to want to do after getting your new assistant principal job, and really for the remainder of your educational career, you're going to want to constantly remind yourself of why you took the job in the first place. And I know people say all the time, start with why, start with why. There's a reason they say it's because it's important. But specifically to this role, like I said earlier, there are so many things that are urgent that can pull you away from the work. Odds are you got into this role because you want to multiply your influence, and you want to help build the capacity of other educators and pay it forward because you had some great administrator that poured into you and made you realize that you could do this kind of work. That's great. That's awesome. Sometimes, again, those urgent things will start pulling you away from that. It's not to say those things are wrong or those things are bad. Those things, what I like to say, those things are the price of admission for getting to do the work that we really want to do. The problem is sometimes we'll let those things become the work. Those things aren't the work. Don't let them monopolize your time. Constantly refocus. Find a way to remind yourself every single day that this is what I want to do. This is the work that I want to do today, and set out with purpose to go do it. I've got a sign that hangs above my office door that says love people, serve people, and add value, so that every time I walk out of my office, I look up and I see that sign and I know that's the work that I signed up for. This other stuff, it's the price of admission. That's the work that I want to do. The next thing that you're going to want to do after getting your new assistant principal job, and this one's really simple, is find a creative outlet. Start writing, start a blog, start singing music, start playing music, start painting, start a YouTube channel. That's where this came from. And the reason why it's so important is it's going to give you it's going to help you exercise your creativity, but it's also going to give you some perspective and some purpose outside of work, so that those lines between work and life don't get so blurry, because it's really, really easy to get caught up in I am my work. Having a creative outlet helps you separate those lines. So I really want to encourage you, find a creative outlet and pour yourself into that outside of work. The last thing I want to share with you that you should do after getting your new assistant principal job is get to know the purpose of the people that you serve, whether that's teachers or students. It will make you a more effective motivator if you understand the purpose of the people you serve. For example, if you're working with a teacher or a student and you're having a conversation and you can say, hey, I know that you want to accomplish fill in the blank, right? If that's the case, then how do we move the needle towards that? Now they can start owning the solution, or they can start owning the reason for this conversation, because we're there to help them get where they want to be. Effective motivators know that it's about the people we serve. It's not about us. It's not about what we want to accomplish, because they don't care about what we want to accomplish. They care about what they want to accomplish. So get to know their purpose so that you can help them take the next step in their journey. Well, that's it. Those are the 7 things that I think you should start doing after getting your new assistant principal job. Hope you found value here. If you did, would love it if you would share it with somebody else. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all the things, right? Don't forget to subscribe to the New School Leader newsletter. It comes out every other Sunday with tips for new and aspiring administrators. Hope to see you there, and we'll see you guys next time.